Hi, my little shardies. Welcome and welcome back. This is Christina with Shhh are online. Today I got a really special gift. I got these Holbein artist colored pencils, the ones I've been waiting for. My husband came through yet again. This was an item that has been on my wish list for a long time, but I wasn't going to get it until they were available in the United States. Because with the amount I color, if I use too much of one colored pencil, I didn't want to run into the issue where I wasn't able to replace that pencil. So as many of you already know, Blick Arts is now carrying the Holbein color pencil line. So I'm able to replace the pencils that I go through most frequently now. So where this was way down on the wish list, it quickly rose to the top. I think this is going to be the last major set of colored pencils I do for a little while. I've invested quite a bit lately into my art supplies and I'd like to tame it back just a little bit. I have more than I'm going to be able to reasonably use in a short period of time. That said, I'll still be doing books and small hauls, but I don't think they're going to include large color pencil sets in this price range. I might do a budget set here or there, or if I get any Happy Mail or something like that, of course I'll feature that. I do have my eye on the Derwent Light Fast, but again, I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. I have so many colored pencils right now. Maybe around Christmas time or longer for that one. These are on pre-order with Blick Art, but they won't be back in stock until sometime in mid-May, so I wasn't going to do it. I don't know who just saw my Blick Art video. I had pre-shot that video several weeks ago and delayed it in coming out, and now these came in, so I'm sure that kind of sounds funny. I didn't know at the time I was getting these. My husband wanted to do one kind of final really big gift for me to show support for starting the channel and how proud he was that, you know, I've done what I've done. I use colored pencils literally all the time. It's my favorite medium. So if I'm going to invest in a particular art item, a real high quality colored pencil is something that's, you know, right up my alley. It's not something that's going to sit on my shelf and not get used. So this did come in so much protective wrapping. It took me quite a bit to get into the package to get it open. My husband did not order it off of Blick Arts due to the time frame that it's going to take for them to be in stock. So I believe he ordered it off of Etsy and he ordered it from the store Chill and Sarah. This is the second time that we have ordered something from Chill and Sarah. And both times the shipping has been so fast. I received these in 8 days, which is amazing given what's been going on in the world right now. That's incredible shipping. So they got here pretty quickly. I think I'm going to use the ones that I love out of here. I'm going to figure out my color combinations and stuff like that. And as I replace the pencils, of course, I'm going to replace them with the US version, which is a very similar pencil, but there's a reason these aren't sold in the United States. When I got this package, it was packaged so well, I could not get into the package. It took me like 10 minutes with scissors to get in. So I have to tell you that the quality of the way this was packaged for it to come like this was amazing. And it also did come with a plastic sleeve over top of this, but I took it off because it was reflecting really bad under the cameras. And I have the lid kind of propped up a little bit so that it's taking the reflection off. But this box is like 10 pounds. It's really, really heavy. I wasn't expecting that. All right, without further ado, let's get this thing started. All right, first peek at the 150 Holbein Artist Colored Collection. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of colored pencils in a brand new box when you first open it, most of the time. All right, it comes with this Holbein Artist Colored Pencil chart. Okay, so it simply just tells you out of each set, the color, if it's in the 12 set, 24 set, 36 set, 50 set, 50 pastel set, 100 set, or 150 set. So that's kind of cool. And it tells you the number and the colored name next to it. Oh, there's more. And then it gives you their version of the color swatch chart. And it tells you all about the other sets that Holbein has. Those wooden boxes are beautiful. Does anybody on here get the wooden box collections? I don't, because I don't feel like I would leave them in there. They're so beautiful. I feel like that's like a display set, and I use mine so much. So I don't usually do that. I usually just buy a pencil case and put them in a pencil case. Who here buys the the sets in the wooden boxes? And do you display them, or is that just, you know, how you keep them in the wooden box? The next thing is this pamphlet on Holbein Artist Color Pencil Technical Note. And it's in, I think, Japanese, so I cannot read it. And it tells you, I'm guessing by the look of this with the stars and stuff, that this is the light fastness of each of the pencils. And Holbeins are very light fast, so I know that for sure. I only see a couple that are 1 star. Most look to be 2 and 3 stars, so I'm gonna have to look up online and see what they are. And then this looks like maybe it's got some blending techniques, or it talks about different paper that you use. I'm not sure because it's textured on there. And I guess this talks about, again, more techniques, hashing and stuff like that. Let's see if I can get this book translated to English. I guess this also shows you how to blend the pencils. And that also shows about how blending. I guess it's saying use something called melts. I try not to use any chemicals when I'm working with colored pencils, because I have pretty severe breathing issues and any kind of strong odors will set my asthma off. So I try to blend everything by hand, which is one of the reasons I am so picky about my colored pencils. I need them to function a certain way. All right, over here, I guess it's showing that you can take a razor blade and get off some of the edges of the pigment. They put it in a plate, and I guess they're picking it up with a paper towel and they're using it to blend. Now, I personally do not think I would do that because the cost of these pencils are really expensive. But if it was my only set and I had tons and tons and tons of pencils, I would do it. So that seems to be a pretty informative book about the pencils. All right, what we've all been waiting for, especially me. Check those out. They are so pretty. I would be happy with just this first row. I mean, they are gorgeous. I love them. All right, let me go ahead and just randomly pick one up here. See how beautiful this pencil is. So it's got a very glossy coating, and the color of barrel matches the color of the pigment. I believe it's a 3.8. It's got Holbein Artist Colored Pencil and Japan written in gold beautifully across the barrel with a nice gold rim here toward the end. And on the back side, it has your color name, which in this case is Pansy. Color number OP440. And then it shows you that it's 2 stars. It's a beautiful pencil. All right. This is so nice, guys. This container reminds me a lot of Luminance. It doesn't have the pre-padded cushions to it, but this is like a really hard, thick cardboard box, and it's making it really easy to pick these up. There is 0 issues with it being flabby or anything. I mean, they're in there. I bought a case for my pencils, but if I didn't, I would leave them right in this tray because this is nice. You don't have to worry about them being flimsy at all or falling. Now, I'm sure if I tip this over, they would fall out of the little insert they have in here. That's a nice carton it comes in. Got the little tabs that make it easy to pick it up too. I hate when you have to try to get your fingers in the little slots and pick them up. I always feel like I'm going to drop them. Sometimes I have. All right, let's look at the next row. Make some room on my desk here. Oh, wow. So pretty. Look at how pretty these are. Oh my gosh. Now there's a few of the darker browns here. I don't see many. I can't wait to swatch them out to find out. I like dark browns, and it seems to be that there's only 3 right here. Anyway, it does have the gold and the silver and the copper over here. It has 2 whites and 2 blacks, and I believe they're just slightly different in shade. Yeah, one's a soft white and one's a white. And the black is lamp black and regular black. And I know there is a difference. One of the whites is brighter than the other. A nice selection of grays, both cool and warm. Now this bottom layer is what made me want this set. Guys, just look at this. Look at these pastels. I have not seen this in any other set other than a set you're getting like directly that is a pastel set. Like I think Marco has a pastel set, and I've seen a couple off-brand ones, but in general, in one of these large sets, this is the most pastels I have seen in any set. They are gorgeous. I don't usually use neon pencils. I have, you know, obviously some in each of my sets, and every once in a while I found myself accidentally using a neon green when I'm not paying attention. If you guys use your neon pencils, can you let me know what for down in the description box below? I just guess I haven't been that bold to use them yet. And all of the inserts come out of the box. I mean, wow. And I'm just going to set these off to the side for a minute so I can show you the... So when I found out my husband ordered me the Holbeins, I went ahead and ordered myself another case. I'll have a link in the description box below. I did pull this case out when I got it yesterday, so it looks kind of not the way it should because there's no colored pencils in here yet. But I did pull this case out and start to prep it for this box of pencils. One of the things that I liked about this case, opposed to some of the other cases that I have, most of my cases are Blitz, is this one holds 250 pencils as opposed to 200. So I really liked that because I want my Holbein set in here, and then as I find out which colors I use frequently, I want to be able to have backups of those pencils, and I'd like to keep them directly in the case. And I got hot pink because I already have a bunch of the other colors, and I want to make sure that I know that this is my Holbeins in this set. So I store a majority of my pencils in cases like this, but again, this one's just a little bit different because of its size. I believe it has 4 sections, so you would just unzip the section that you need at the time. Again, it's flimsy because there's no pencils in here right now. And then you can see where I've already started prepping this, so I apologize about that, but it saves time on the video. What I like about this style and the other style that I get is that you can put your pencils in each of the slots individually. I really, really like that. So what I usually do is I take a piece of label tape. I have these label sheets that I got off of Amazon. I'll go ahead and put them in a link in the description box below. And I slice them with my paper trimmer, and I put them on here, and then I label each of the slots that the pencil goes into. And I think this time I'm even going to put a color swatch directly on here, so that when I pull a pencil out and I leave it on my desk, if I'm in the middle of working on a project or anything like that, I tend to do that. I'll have a couple pencils that I don't want to necessarily put away, so I know which ones I was using. I label this so I can slide the pencil back in the original slot I had it, and I don't have to question where that is. These numbers coincide with how I have it in my swatch book. But this is a really great thing. It keeps me really organized. I do this with every single color pencil set that I get. I'll show you what it looks like at the end with all the pencils in it. But I also got this one at the same time. This is a smaller case. I think this one's a 120. And I purchased this to home my SJ Starjoys 120 pack. And you can see that I did the same thing. I probably should just trim that first one off, but I did not. I'll just randomly, I'm going to take this pencil out because this one's funny to me, this pencil right here. And it's totally off topic because this is a Holbein video, but just to show you. All right, so this color is supposed to be ultramarine violet. It's brown, guys. Like straight up brown. So like the colors next to it, blue, nope, that one is brown. So anyway, I just found that yesterday and I figured I would point that out. But so this is what I do, and I do this with every pouch of pencils that I get. This is the first time I put the color swatch directly onto the little label. I usually have that in my color swatch book, and I will still have it in my color swatch book. But I did that in case I happen to be out somewhere and I forgot to grab my book, or I just grabbed my little pack of pencils really quickly and I just need a quick reference. So it just makes it nice and easy that way to do that. Of course, you would just open the section that you need. I find the big old tins and trays to be really cumbersome if you're trying to work on a smaller area. Pulling your pencils out of a small case that flips open is a lot easier than trying to have a tray of pencils out. My opinion only. Let me know yours in the comment box below. All right, everyone, to save some time in this video, I went ahead and swatched out all of the Holbeins so you can see here what they look like. I really enjoyed doing this. The color range is so nice. There are so many greens in this set, which is great. I love the fact that there's such a selection of greens, and there's a lot of pinks and reds, which is again superb. But what I noticed is there's not very many browns, so I was kind of disappointed about that. You do have the chocolate, the burnt umber, and the sepia for darker browns, but that's it for the dark browns. And you do have a couple of lighter browns or brownish reds in there, but there's not a huge selection of browns. But it more than makes up for it with the amount of greens that you have. I feel kind of like Prismacolor is a little different in that regard too, where they have like a ton of blues and grays, and then they lack in some of the other colors. So, but overall, the color combinations in this set is stunning. I think you have plenty to choose from. The colors were smooth to lay down, beautiful, and they layer on top of each other well. So I'm going to move this off to the side for a minute. I'm going to bring out my book where I put them. You can see they're all in here. Another thing I noticed is that the metallics are actually metallic. So I really like that. I find a lot of difficulty with metallic colored pencils, finding ones that actually look metallic to me. A lot of times they kind of look like they have a little bit of glitter in them and not so much like they're metallic, but these actually look metallic. So what I did is I put some of the pencils in backwards that I had bought off my recent Blick order. So they would be the US versions. These are the US versions of the Holbeins that I already had. So you can tell by the little sticker that's on there. And I figured I would compare them to the original Japanese version and see if there's any color difference. Supposedly in the US, the formulation is different than if you got the original set from Japan. That said, when I look at the pencils, to me, they look identical. So I'm not understanding why, but we'll find out together. We'll try them out together and see if anything is the same or different about them. All right, so I'm just going to pull the first one here, and this is going to be 0192 Tan. And here's the one that came into my set. So there's even like a 4H that's marked into both of these pencils. The numbers are the same. Everything is exactly the same on both pencils. And even on the back side, they both say Japan. The only difference that I see is the sticker that came from Blick. Again, I know they're supposed to be a different formulation, but to me they look identical. There's no marking on here that would explain that one is the US version and one is the Japan version. And those of you who have also gotten the Holbeins and then gotten them from a US, could you sound in? Is yours different from mine? Is there any way to tell which formulation is the one that's supposed to be the safer version? All right, let's color with them and see if they're the same. So this one's the version that I just got. And this one is the US version. No difference. I'll try another one. Let's try this green, 254. So this is the version from the ones that I just got from overseas. And this one is the one from Flick Art. I don't know, guys. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody who likes to color. But I have to tell you that I don't see any difference at all between the US version and the Japan version. I would really love to know somebody else's thoughts on this because I don't know. I'm gonna try one more. Let's go for a brown. This one is a 180. So again, this is the one I got from overseas. And this is the one I got from the United States. You tell me. The pigment is exactly the same. The pencils look exactly the same. There's no markings on them to say where they came from. They both say Japan. I'm just going to leave that out there and not say anything further. So if anyone else wants to comment and tell me what they think, I would really love to hear that. But in my opinion, I think they're exactly the same. So, and I'm not sure what's so different about the US version, but I would think if the US version was different, there would be some sort of marking on the pencil that would let you know that it was the US version and not the original version. But all the markings are identical. The pigment color is identical. I think that, yeah, I'm going to leave that there and let you guys make the decision on that one. Also, I wanted to show you, I didn't swatch out the whites, that 501 is substantially brighter than 500. I found the same thing with the blacks. It looks like the lamp black is far darker than the regular black. The lamp black looks a little cooler, where the regular black looks a little warmer color-wise. So it's like a cool black and a warm black. So, but I really like the fact that they gave you two different kinds and two different shades. I thought that was pretty cool, but obviously you can't see them on the white paper. So I went ahead and did it on a black paper. So my final thoughts for now on the Holbeins is I absolutely love them. I really think they're going to be one of my go-to pencils. I would love to color with them a lot on this channel, but I have some reservations because the price point, I'm not sure how relatable those videos will be to everyone else. So if you guys could sound off in the comments below and let me know, would you like to see me primarily use these, use them some of the time? What would you guys like to see? Would you guys like me to try to maybe compare these to Prismacolors and try to find similar colors to match them up? I really do love these pencils. I love the way they color. I love the selection of them. And I love the fact that they're light fast. So all of these are really important features to me. But again, the price point makes them not as affordable to many. As far as the difference between the US version and the Japan version, I just don't see a difference. So not in the pigment, not in the pencil, not in the markings on the pencil, not in anything. So I would be hard pressed to say that the pencils are different, but I'm not a chemist, so I don't know. I can only tell you what I'm seeing or not seeing, and I'm seeing no difference in the two pencils. So again, sound off in the comment box below. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up this video for now. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, color happy, and remember, shh, it's our little secret.